Whenever it comes to Grunt mobile suits, you have a lot of different options you can pick from. By far the most famous one is the Zaku 2 with all of its variants. Then you have the Jim with all of its countless variations and upgrades. And then there's some other Universal Century mobile suits like the Jekin and the Dom. And then whenever it comes to other universes, there are countless of other pretty recognizable mobile suits from each own universe. However, I feel like a lot of people don't really even talk about the Nemo. And it kind of makes a lot of sense. They're just a lot more iconic and recognizable mobile suits from Zeta Gundam. And even though I do have the Gundam Unicorn version of this kit, it's pretty much the exact same as the Zeta Gundam release. So today we're going to be taking a look at this pretty forgotten mobile suit and see if its high grade version of it is pretty good. Welcome to the UVigorClues channel. My name is Grant. Let's get right into the review. Right here we have the Nemo. This is specifically the one that appeared in Gundam Unicorn. This kit released in 2012 for around 21 bucks is what I found it for, but the first version was released earlier, probably in the late 2000s. And this kit is pretty unique, honestly. I think the most unique part is by far the stickers. It does have your standard, color correcting stickers, like we got one down there, and then one on the forehead. So the nice red coloring is stickers, unfortunately, but it's pretty cool how all the vents do have their own sticker. I think that's kind of cool and something that you don't see on every kit. It also does have a very, very nice chrome visor in there that helps reflect the detail. And that's a lot of the positives I had for the look of this kit. I think the colors are very nice, a lot better than the green for me personally. I think the blue just does a lot more. Some unfortunate sides, though, is that the blue does mark quite a bit. You can definitely see it on these leg parts. I did do a little bit to clean it up from the front, but not the biggest deal when it's from the back. And I also think that the chest looks extremely saggy for some reason. It's just not my personal look of a chest. I think that this top part goes down way too much and the vents face downwards. That's really the only complaints I have for the visual looks of the figure. I think it looks pretty cool. However, I do think it is just kind of like a diet gym, kind of. Anyways, let's get into the articulation. We have a ball joint at the head. It does feel a little hindered by the collar, though, so just keep that in mind. The arms can go all the way around and go out about that far. There is rotation at the bicep, and you get about 90 degrees of an elbow bend, and the wrists are on a ball joint. You can rotate. It's not fully around because it just doesn't, there's this front part of the hip skirt that is blocking it, but you can move the legs up if you move this up first. Get them up pretty far, not that very far back due to how the back skirt is completely stationary. And then the legs can go out about that far. You do have a thigh swivel and an entire leg swivel in there due to how it's connected. You have maybe a 90 degree at the legs, and the feet are on ball joints, the knees, sorry. So overall, pretty subpar articulation. I've definitely seen better, but this kit is also a little bit on the older side nowadays, so got to be a little forgiving. Let's get into accessories. For the hands, it actually does come with quite a few hands. We have closed fist hands, a set of open hands, a set of closed holding hands for the beam saber, and then one trigger finger hand. It also does come with a pair of beam sabers and effect parts. They actually hold pretty well in the hands, and they can also be stored in the back of the hip skirt by just sliding them in. Next up, we have the gun, which is an extremely cool gun. The manual right here, it is a Jim rifle, so very, very unique name. Honestly, this is probably one of the coolest looking guns I've seen on a Grunt mobile suit. I can't tell. I think it's because it has such a long barrel and a very long stock. It just looks really, really cool. I kind of display it only with the gun because the gun is just that cool. It is also very, very nice looking, and it looks well with this Nemo, I won't lie. You can definitely get it in some nice on-shoulder or under-shoulder poses. It is a very, very nice gun and probably one of the highlights of this kit. Unfortunately, the shield is kinda It's okay. It's definitely not bad in any shape or form, but it's also definitely just not unique. It is pretty much two pieces, and this piece is color separated, thank goodness. But you can pretty much just take this off and then adjust the shield size. I don't know. It's a very, very interesting feature. It's probably accurate, but I don't really see a reason except for storage. It's cool, but definitely not great. It also does come with a backpack. The backpack, I had a lot of trouble trying to get off, so I'm just assuming that's supposed to stay on there permanently. But it's a pretty cool backpack, does have quite a few thrusters. Let's get into the comparisons. We're first going to start off with our comparisons with some Grips War mobile suits. We have the Zeta Gundam Revive, the Gundam Mark II, the Ashimar, and then the Barzam. Next up, some Unicorn kits, Afrit Schneend, Girazulu, Jesta Cannon, Zeta Plus, the Jugagu. Next up are some general comparisons. We have the RG 2.0, Deluxe Size Transformer, Siege Cog, Standard 6-inch action figure, the 501st Phase 1 Clone Trooper, a Lego minifigure, and then the Sharpie.
And that right there is the HG Nemo. This kit is honestly pretty alright. It's definitely that middle UC kit. It has decent articulation. The design has a lot of good things and a lot of bad things. And overall, it's just a pretty okay kit, and it's not the most expensive. I can definitely see why this kit has kind of been forgotten, and it's definitely not up there with the likes of the Zaku or the Jim, or even the other designs like the Flag or the Zaku Warrior or the Jin, but it is pretty cool, and I would recommend this kit. It's pretty solid and non-expensive. Anyways, thank you all for watching today's video. I hope you have a good rest of your day.